Huddy Sports presents a live Huddy production. Keep up to date, huddysports.co.nz.
Blocked drains, leaky pipes, don't let plumbing problems sideline your day. Call the team, Mike Pinfold Plumbing and Drain Laying Limited. Mike has been our sponsor since the very beginning, from quick fixes to full renovations. He's got the tools, the team and the know-how to get the job done right. First time, every time. Local, reliable and always on time. That's how Mike plays the game. Find Mike Pinfold at Pinfold Plumbing at extra.co.nz 027 430 4351. Mike Pinfold Plumbing and Drain Laying Limited. Also Google Mike Pinfold Plumbing and let the pros handle the flow.
Hi, Gavin Murphy here
And Cassie Murphy.
from G and Hickton Funeral Directors.
Don't leave it up to someone else to tell your story. Do it now when you can enjoy being part of the conversation.
With a prepaid funeral, you can have music, readings and venue all chosen by you.
For your free funeral planning pack with everything you need to get started, go to our website at gnhickton.co.nz/pre-planning.
The Huddy Hui, Huddy Sports captivating sports show. The Huddy Hui covers Wellington Club Rugby as well as other sporting topics of debate. Tune in on YouTube during the rugby playing months as host Brad Hudson interviews rugby players and other sporting personalities across the Wellington region and the rest of New Zealand. Catch the Huddy Hui streaming on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, YouTube and wherever good yarns are heard. The Huddy Hui live on Huddy Sports. Here at Huddy Sports, we love a good game plan. And when it comes to travel, our go-to is Louise Reddy from New Zealand Travel Brokers. Whether it's a sports tour, a family break, or that bucket list trip, she'll get you there stress-free with all the best deals around. She's local, she's experienced, and she backs the game like we do, and she's a great supporter of Huddy Sports. Look up Louise Reddy at louisereddy.nztravelbrokers.co.nz or email louise@louise.reddy@newzealandtravelbrokers.co.nz. Travel smart and travel like a pro.
Tēnā koutou katoa, no mai haere mai, and welcome to Rugby League Park for the first of two Wellington Rugby Football Union finals for 2025. It is Wainuiomata taking on Paremata-Plimmerton for the Izzy Ford Cup final. Izzy Ford, a former Blackfern legend in Wellington rugby circles. She's a counsellor at Paremata College and helped coaches her daughter's netball team at Whitby Collegiate. They're taking on Paremata-Plimmerton today, and what will be an entertaining final for sure. Our referee today is Greg Shaw. He is a rugby referee that also referees rugby league as well. And we're underway in the Izzy Ford Cup final for 2025. Kicked outside the 22 into the hands of Wainuiomata, and they make the first attacking opportunity. 20 away from halfway, centre field. Reaching in is Te Puni. Wainuiomata this season have beaten Paremata-Plimmerton 2 times this season. Back in the Izzy Ford regular competition, it was a 39 points to 20 win for Wainui that day. And it was in the first round they won 39 points to 10. And here's a big break here by Maddie Pilley. Loose ball picked up, but unfortunately knocked on there by Wainuiomata. We're going to have the first scrum of the match. Joining me in co-commentary today is someone who is well known in Wellington rugby women's circles. He's the coach of the Wellington Pride. He's the coach of the Hurricanes Power. Izzy Fianati, many thanks for joining the broadcast today.
Yeah, morning, Brad. Very excited to be here to watch the Izzy Ford final, and thank you very much for inviting me along.
So, first scrum of the match. Wainuiomata, powerful front row here of Zoe Clark. She is leading the Aaron Rush best and fairest this season. 6 tries in the competition. In fine form is Zoe Clark this year. Comes out to the back here for Te Puni. Unfortunately knocked on there by Paremata-Plimmerton. And so Wainui an attacking scrum. Well, Izzy, we've got 2 games today that you're going to be joining us in, as well as the main final, the Te Pasi Memorial Cup final. But there's a few players in these 4 teams here today that you'll be watching quite eagerly today in terms of Parapama Cup selection for the championship.
Yeah, Brad. Tomorrow we've got a selection meeting with the other coaches to name our squad on Monday. And what we've been really happy with is the number of players that put their hands up through club rugby. So the depth is really good in some rugby.
Maria Nichols comes off the back with skipper Lepau. Rushing towards the 22 now. 2 minutes gone here in the Izzy Ford Cup final for 2025. Building up nicely again here through Lepau again. Product of Aotea College. And here's the penalty. Holding on is the call, and Paremata-Plimmerton coming trumps with the first penalty. And that's a great success for Paremata-Plimmerton on attack on defence early in this final. Izzy.
Yeah, great chop tackle there from Paremata Parata, which set up the opportunity for them to be able to put pressure in the breakdown.
Of course, Paremata-Plimmerton going for the scrum this time. 5 outside their own 22 centre field. For Wainuiomata today, Monica Sua. She comes on off the bench. It'll be her 50th game for Wainuiomata. A milestone for her this afternoon, or this morning. Garani Te Puni feeds it in. It's messy, but they tidy it up to Paremata-Plimmerton. And here they go, folks, charging forward over the 10-metre mark, approaching halfway. Kick through. Chasing after it is Mataya. And Sapaya at the back under pressure. Wainuiomata crashing back. Have they got enough there to defend it? No, they've been penalised for holding on. Second holding on penalty. This one, Freeman is outside the line. Wainuiomata under pressure, just outside their own try line. And here they go, metre short of the chalk. The Hammerhead's on fire. Ignacio. To get it out to that left quickly. In the hands now of Obida. bid has been wrapped up quickly. It's gone back. But there's a knock-on against Paremata-Plimmerton, and Wainuiomata RFC coming up trumps on defence there under enormous pressure.
Yeah, it was good to see some skill being executed by the right winger from Paremata-Plim, in particular the kick, and then the physical work going on to defend the line from Wainuiomata. Good start from both teams.
Of course, Wainuiomata first on the table in the Izzy Ford Cup. Had a big win against Avalon last week, 38 points to 15. Paremata-Plimmerton beat Porniki 38-5 in their semi-final. Oh, good push here by Paremata-Plimmerton, but the scrum will have to be reset.
Part of the game, there's still a lot of work that's made. Brad, around the technical side of the set piece, where you have to applaud the coaches at club level, put a set piece together and get them out there and to contest and compete for position. See.
Of course, set pieces in women's rugby, particularly scrums, are vitally important. It's a strong attacking weapon. And what is it you think Wainuiomata?
Yeah, Wainuiomata has survived that, but Paraplim seems to have the ascendancy in the set piece to start the game. Wainuiomata will get relief here from the goal line. Out.
Well, we just had a little bit of a technical glitch here, but we've got that fixed now. And it's going to be a scrum here for Paremata-Plimmerton. Not sure what really happened there, but we're back now.
Wainuiomata will build some confidence to being able to withstand the pressure that Paremata-Plimmerton are applying at the moment. Paremata are parked inside the at the moment.
No, set piece, massive moment here for Wainuiomata to get out of their own 22. Stretching out. Now they're looking to run it out. And here they go, charging forward. Just short of the 10-metre mark. Good run here by Leota. And it's been turned over by Paremata-Plimmerton. Referee Shaw allowing it to play on. No advancement of the ball. Paremata-Plimmerton stuck on that 10-metre mark now. They pass it out. Nawa Katabu. Second 5 for Paremata-Plimmerton. Wrestling forward right on the 10-metre mark, centre field now. It's all slow coming here, trying to crack open this Wainuiomata defence, but unfortunately it's been knocked on. And so Wainuiomata continue their crawl up the field, and we're having a scrum 20 in from the grandstand touchline here at Rugby League Park. Beautiful day here today. There was a bit of drizzle this morning, but that has seemed to have disappeared. And the field is looking in immaculate condition, isn't it, Fussy?
Yeah, what a great day for rugby for our women's final. And one of the contests I'm really looking forward to today is with the halfbacks, with young Mariah Nichols up against Tiarani Kapuni, one of our high interest players. See.
So 8.5 minutes gone. Wainuiomata and Paremata-Plimmerton 0-0 in this Izzy Ford Cup final. Paremata-Plimmerton have come close already early in this final. Good scrum here for Wainuiomata. They advance it out. Second 5, Leota. Crashing through. Takes 4 players from Paremata-Plimmerton to bring her down. Nichols passes it out. Good run here by Skip at Lepole. Good roll out here by Tuiatua, the vice-captain. They're gaining slow meters here, Wainuiomata, but they're doing extremely well. Here's Charlene Tuiatua. 12 metres inside Paremata-Plimmerton territory now. That's a low ball and it couldn't be picked up. And it'll be a scrum for Paremata-Plimmerton. Just a few mistakes early in this final.
Yeah, there was some good building in phases there. They just weren't going anywhere at that particular point in time, playing between the 10s, and certainly width is available. They're holding the spaces really well. I'd like to see the ball get out to the edges, see what those players are do.
Of course, last year, Paremata-Plimmerton won the Izzy Ford Cup over at William Jones Park in Wainuiomata. They beat Korneki team last year. 2 Izzy Ford Cup finals for Paremata-Plimmerton last year and 2021. I've been hoping to get their third here this afternoon, but as the record books show, it's Wainuiomata that are the more powerful team, and they press through, and it's been picked up here by Hakaraya. And they're 10 away from the 22. Pass out. Just playing with that Western touchline there. Here at Rugby League Park. Here's a big run here by Tuiatua. She crashes through. Still 10 away from the 22 now. Building nicely as they look to pass it out again. Oh, they got great numbers here. Good run here by Hakaraya. She needs support. Much to the pleasure of the crowd, pleading for a penalty, but not to be. Crashing through again, Charlene Tuiatua. Also play first 5 and centre. She's playing the locking position today, and it's a penalty for a high tackle.
Yeah, we see that a lot in our women's game, Brad, where the players are playing in multiple positions. And that's what our women's game is at club level, and just have to fit them in to be able to put the team on the field and see they've got the skill, depth at areas of playing. And one of the challenges we've got at representative level is being able to pick people that are specialists.
And of course, the Pride season kicks off very soon in August. Who's the first game against?
Yeah, we've got Tasman at home. We're very excited about this year. We've got a good group that we're looking at. The depth in Wellington Women's Rugby, there's a lot of depth. I was here with the 16s and 18s trials last Sunday and really impressed with the number of girls putting their hands up to play rugby. And our women as well that are finding their feet. The game that's evolving every woman.
So Wainuiomata electing for the scrum option. Centre field, 12 outside the 22. 0-0 the score. 12 and a half minutes gone here in the Izzy Ford Cup final, 2025. Oh, Missy at the back, but tidied up. Press forward by Maddie Pilley. One try this year, and Missy play again. Paremata-Plimmerton electing to play on, and they've got the numbers and support just outside their own 22. There's a good run here by Cooper Cummings. The dual code star, also plays a rugby league rep as well. Unfortunately, knocked on there by Wainuiomata and Greg Shaw. Pulls up for a scrum, so we're going to come back at 10 in from the grandstand touchline.
Neither team's really settled down at the moment, Brad. They're both still going through. I wonder if nerves are playing a part in the game at the moment. But there's certainly lots of space and lots of opportunity for the girls to find opportunities to breach the lines. Just haven't got the confidence to execute the skill at the moment.
We'll see out the rest of the refereeing team today. Greg Shaw will be assisted by Jaden Upston and Mike Woods. And Jaden Upston, he's a volunteer firefighter as well. So the Pony feeds the scrum. Comes out to the first 5. Oh, Beda. High lofty pass, but has done well. And now here's Nawakatabu. Still this Wainuiomata defence for Paremata-Plimmerton is hard to crack open. And we've got an advantage being played for now. Paremata-Plimmerton still electing to play under that advantage. Loose ball when Greg Shaw comes back. That was a penalty for offside against Wainuiomata. A good healthy crowd here as well in the grandstand for this Women's Finals Day. Well organised here by the Wellington Rugby Football Union. Paremata-Plimmerton, 5 away from halfway, centre field. Tapuni, passing it out. Slow coming yet again for Paremata-Plimmerton. Patience is the key for Wainuiomata. They're hoping to get that ball back soon. Now they're sensing an opportunity. Big run by Ignacio, the captain. Also previously played for Oriental Rongotai back in the day. They're playing under penalty advantage now for a high tackle. Crashing forward towards the line is Carissa. It's been physical stuff in this final so far. Loose ball going carried backwards into the hands of Saira. That's a change in the program. Ataya is on the bench at the moment. Taylor Saira is playing in 14 for Paremata-Plimmerton. Now look at them go. Big hit that time on Obida. 12 away from the 22 now. 10 in from the grandstand touchline. And it's a loose ball. And knock on is the call from referee Shaw. And we're going to have a scrum. And already Paremata-Plimmerton deciding to increase the physicality against Wainuiomata, Fussy.
Yeah, I can see the Wainui defence is quite tight. They've got some really good line speed. Well done to the coaches around sign work around that. Paremata-Plimmerton's had the huge amount of possession here, but just haven't quite been able to convert it to anything meaningful around territory. It's on the score.
Wainuiomata have won 2 Izzy Ford Cup titles, 2015, 2023. They've also won a Tia Pasi Memorial Trophy as well, 2012 and 2016. Women's program at Wainuiomata. It's some good history. Good push here by Paremata-Plimmerton, but it's been blown up and probably a case for a penalty there against Wainuiomata, Fussy.
Yeah, I would have thought so too. But this is the issue that Wainuiomata is going to have to deal with very quickly. Otherwise, that ascendancy and that set piece is going to be something that Paremata-Plimmerton's going to be weak off to the game. Big shout out to Kelly Laumendili, who's the coach of Wainuiomata. He's transitioned from being a player and being able to take up the reins to be able to continue to create the opportunity for girls that are over the hill there. And a great job she's done with her stuff.
It's fantastic having former players giving back to the game, whether it be coaching and also refereeing as well.
Yeah, it is a big part of what we want to try to do here in Wellington. Transition players when they come out of playing and being able to offer them opportunities to be able to share the knowledge that they've picked up through various environments, especially our high people like the Partia Ferretis and so forth.
So Wainuiomata with the scrum. And it's a free kick against Paremata-Plimmerton for going early. And it's a free kick that's outside the 22. And so they go for the old-fashioned tap and run. And here goes the Richter Scales. It's Tuiatua crashing forward. Product of the Powerhouse College and Women's Rugby in Wellington. There's St. Mary's. Good slick transition there that time by Wainuiomata. Hands of Nelly Leota. And Leota gaining great meters there. Crashing forward. Paremata-Plimmerton slipping off a few tackles at the moment. Building nicely here again for Wainuiomata. Claridge looking to cut open. Loose ball unfortunately knocked on by Wainuiomata. So Paremata-Plimmerton survive another Wainui incursion inside their own half, and they have a scrum. 6 out from the 22. 18 in from touch.
Other than a short period when Paremata-Plimmerton was inside the Wainuiomata 22, both teams are really struggling to find entry into the 22 at the moment, which is probably a credit to the defence work of the teams.
Of course, we'd like to thank Wellington Rugby bringing you the finals day here. There's the Ford Cup final, which is underway right now. And then the big one, the Division 1 final, the Te Pasi Memorial Trophy between the defending champions Petone up against Northern United. That will be a real blockbuster of a final as well, won't it, Fussy?
Yeah, we're looking forward to that one. A lot of our girls, and in particular girls that are on the cusp of higher honours, are going to be playing in that game, as well as a number of girls that are in our high performance academy program. We have some high expectations of seeing some really good play.
So the front row is coming together. Fed in by Tapuni. That's a strong platform here for the Hammerheads, and they've got the penalty advantage to go to boot. Cooper Cummings kicks it downtown, but referee Short coming back for the penalty. That time there, I think he's finally lost the frustration, and lack of bind is the issue there, he's indicated. Paremata-Plimmerton with a relieving penalty. Nearly 21 minutes gone. Not all the score here in this tight tussle in the Izzy Ford Cup final. Of course, we did ask Izzy Ford to come on, but she's very busy with her daughter's netball tournament at the moment. But she's making a cameo at the ground towards the end to present the trophy. As well as her counselling duties as well. Very busy. Crashing forward here is Carissa. She's lost the ball on the ground, so handling issues for both sides to continue to be an issue.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. There's a bit of a breeze out there, Braid, but not strong enough that it should be an issue for girls executing this skill. Both teams are carrying really well, and they're cleaning out at the breakdowns and the training phases. They just haven't been able to find that opportunity to breach the defences at the moment.
So, Mariah Nichols, she's actually, she is only year 12 at Wainuiomata High School, the halfback for Wainuiomata.
Yeah, we're super excited about the youth that are coming through, and you know the schools are doing a great job with coaching girls coming through in rugby.
Here goes Wainuiomata in the hands of Sapaya, and look at it go. Good pass out to Roberts. Roberts darts around, gets over the 22. Amai Roberts. And she too is also year 12 at Sacred Heart College. Penalty, no hands on the ruck is the call from Shaw. They go for the tap again. And Wainuiomata hot on attack. They're 10 away from the line now. Could this be the first scoring opportunity? Crashing forward here is skipper Lepau. Back into the hands of Claridge. It's loose. It's come off the foot, has it? No, it's been ruled a knock on by referee Shaw.
Yeah, shame they were building nicely, and finally you got to see a team that's entered into the 22 and putting some goal line pressure on. It's an exciting time for Wellington Rugby, Brad, with the number of the amount of talent coming through that age grade system. You know, it's a real credit to the schools and what they're doing and making sure that rugby opportunities are available at schools, and then also where the Wellington Rugby really tie in with some support around that. How we can continue to build the pathways for young girls in rugby.
Of course, this is the first lot of finals for Wellington Rugby over the next month and a half. Money Sports will be bringing you the Jubilee and Hardham Cup finals in the later part of July. Oh, messy there for Paremata-Plimmerton. And they were very lucky there, Paremata-Plimmerton, because that ball came out and Wainuiomata could have latched onto that, but referee Shaw was not happy with the structure of the scrum.
Been 2 feeds from Paremata-Plimmerton where they've actually let the ball come out really quickly, and Wainuiomata has been able to pounce on it, which has been quite intriguing given that Paremata-Plimmerton had some real ascendancy in a couple of set pieces earlier.
So, scrum's coming back together again. 24 minutes gone, still 0-0 here in the Izzy Ford Cup final 2025 here at Rugby League Park. Well, they get the ball out just in time into the hands of Cooper Cummings. She kicks it down into the centre field. Oh, it bounces awkwardly. And Wainuiomata managed to get it back through Sapaya. She's a product of Taita College. Oh, loose pass, and it couldn't be picked up. And so another knock on here against Wainuiomata. Of course, Wellington Rugby would also like to thank Etufano, who are proudly sponsoring Wellington Club Rugby this season. Great services that Etufano support. And also, too, Brendan Ford Supersite, who also support Wellington Rugby. Good job making sure that we can keep Wellington Rugby strong here in the Wellington region. We're just going to have time off here as one of the Wainuiomata players receiving a bit of attention just in the foreground.
One of the things that we're working on with the players around, you know, how we kick the ball and where we kick the ball. It's great to see the girls executing and having the courage to kick the ball. But you see a kick going down the middle of the field and just outside your 22. So those are the type of things, but we're really pleased to see the girls that are really confident in being able to get a skill, which is normally quite a difficult one that they're scared to go. So good to see them kicking, but we'll work on the next part with we were kicking them. Looking forward to seeing a masterclass from Ardeni Landon Lane later on, who I believe is probably the best kicker in Wellington Rugby at the moment.
Well, 169 points this year in women's rugby for Landon Lane. It'll be good to see her up against the other first five in Madison Gold.
Yes, some great contests for one-on-ones in that next game. Even this game, there's some good one-on-ones. Paremata-Plimmerton is doing a huge amount of work in that front row. And the Tuiotui girls are working really hard around the physical contests to go forward. So it's been a good game of rugby, some good footwork going on from the girls that are carrying into the line. Phases are being built. Both teams are really putting on a competing hard this contest today.
Well, it is time back on. And Paremata-Plimmerton will have the scrum feed. They'll all win the Izzy Ford Cup final for 2025. As we await for Tapuni to lead in the scrum. She made her debut for Paremata-Plimmerton against Pornicky in 2023. Out to the left-hand side they go. Skip pass over Nawakatabu. Going to be picked up that time there by Phoebe Sullivan. And it's been bundled into touch, and so they'll have the option of the scrum feed.
Tiarani is someone that one would need to keep an eye on as the game continues through. She's very dangerous. She's got a New Zealand touch background, as well as having just come back from overseas, which she spent 3 weeks playing on a full-time sevens suit. Very good with her feet, very quick, but also a very smart player who can play a game.
So for the Wellington Pride this season, are they based up at Trentford or are you based here at Rugby League Park?
We're actually moving back to Rugby League Park, which is something which is needed. You know, the girls finish work and then they've got to fight through traffic to Upper Huts. Upper Huts a great facility, but right now for the needs of our girls.
Exactly, it's particularly trying to get up State Highway 2 at night time's difficult enough. Here they go, Sapaya passing it out to Roberts. Scrag around the ankles there by Saira. And held on is the call. And that's been a real strength for Paremata-Plimmerton on this game, is getting over the top of the ball when they're under pressure.
You can see the desperation from both teams when they get the opportunity to look like they can turn the ball over. So really pleasing to see the effort from the girls on defence, and in particular around the breakdown areas as well.
Oh, and going to have a line out for a change. Flag of Jaden Upston comes up, 6 outside the 22. Wainuiomata, big crowd of supporters and faithful out here at Rugby League Park, making the trip over the hill. Good to see Moana Kumara as well. Other strong workhorses of volunteers in Wellington Rugby. Get him by Ignaccio. Now they take it out to the back line. And a big crash over the 22. That time there, referee didn't see the knock on, but unfortunately he has seen that one. And Wainuiomata electing to continue on play. We'll come back for the advantage, and got time off here as one of the Paremata-Plimmerton players who led that big crash before is down on the ground. I think that might be Jasmine Fitness. I think it might be.
You can see the intent of both teams to continue to play, try to find some areas in which they might be able to push through the defences. But at the moment, the defences are winning the game for both teams at the moment. It looks like it might come down to the team that's able to get some good field position and then be able to convert that into points. That might be one that applies some pressure. It's best.
And of course, Wellington Rugby, I'd like to acknowledge all their sponsors that helped them in the 2025 season. Of course, the Wellington Pride kick off their campaign against Tasman in Auckland, in August, I mean. So that will be a good one first up.
Yeah, we are excited. We're always excited. And we're also particularly excited around the opportunity to partner with the many sponsors, some of which you've already mentioned, Brad. We create the opportunity for rugby to be able to be played in our communities. So it up.
All right, so a bit of concern here for Jasmine Fitness at the moment. Looks like it's going to be a substitution with jersey 21. Epaio David coming on. That's a big blow there for Paremata-Plimmerton. Well, she's back on her feet, which is good news, but a bit concerning for Paremata-Plimmerton. 3 of her injury. Well, she's going to be helped off the field, and she'll be replaced by Epaio David. A round of applause for Fitness as she comes off the field. Play will get back underway. Back underway. Scrum's been called by referee Short. So they come out of the ball. Wainuiomata. 5 out from the 22. Wrestling forward. Outside now. They look to change direction. Continue their march is Wainuiomata. And they get the first points of the first half in this Izzy 4 Cup final. It's still 0 after 30 minutes. Now crashing forward is skipper Lepau. Still here, centre field, inside the 22 now. Wainuiomata finding it hard to get out of there, get out into this 22 and correct this Paremata-Plimmerton defence. But can they do it now? Not backwards this time by Sapaya. Now they have to start again. They're playing under advantages, Wainuiomata. Good pick up here by Tuiatua. And great tackle there by Noah Katabu. Driving them back. Oh, big, high, lofty pass into the hands of Hakaraya. Here to Tupawola. And now 12 away from the line. Into Claridge. Into the heavy traffic. Now 10 metres away from the line. And feel the pressure in this final. Now they darting run here by Sapaya. Looks for a change of direction. 6 away from the line now. And they've been penalised for going off their feet. Sealing it off. And so Paremata-Plimmerton's defence holds out again, Fuzzy.
Yeah, it was a shame. Wainuiomata had built nicely, some good continuity in there, some good offloads. If they just managed to move the ball in one more pass, they might have gone in that right hand.
Cooper Cummings will look to bang this into touch. Line out just outside the 22, Western touchline here at Rugby League Park. Still 0-0 with 9 minutes to go in the first half.
Excited to see a little bit more width in the attack from both teams. They've created a lot of opportunity, but they're taking up carry in the middle. They're not allowing them to be able to stretch the defences a little bit more and apply a bit more pressure.
So not straight as the call, and it'll be a free kick for Wainuiomata. Out on the 15-metre mark. Still going. Now they're in the 22. Here for Nichols. Good hit that time. Slow coming into the hands of Claridge. Again by Tupawola. That's a big hit and a half. That's a penalty. Not much arms on that one, said referee Shaw. And taken quickly by Nichols. And she's wrapped up by the two front rows for Paremata-Plimmerton. Slow coming, they need support. It comes back in time. Now can they get it their first try? Tyra Leota. Pressing forward. And they've got a penalty. This virtually directly in front of the post for no hands. One would think they probably won't go for the shot at goal. No, they're going to go for the old-fashioned tap and run, and here we go. Into the hands of Lepau. Metre short of the line. Looking to dart and run. Defence of Paremata-Plimmerton. Can it keep them out? Into hands of Leota. Short of the line still, Wainuiomata. They push to the corner. Have they got it down? No, it's not down yet. It's up there still. And they lunge over and they score. And Wainuiomata score the first try of the final.
There's some great reward there, Brad, for a team that was willing to build some concerted pressure inside the 22. Once they finally found some width, they were able to find some more space and be able to go forward a little bit better.
Our first try on the board. Wainuiomata in the lead. $5-0, the conversion to come. That's 5 in from the Western touchline. 6 inside the 22. As you mentioned earlier in the broadcast, there's a hint of a bit of wind out there. See how this impacts the kick. Asia Claridge to Iri Mate to line this one up. But he doesn't have the distance, so the score will remain 5-0 in the Izzy Ford Cup final with 5 minutes to go here at Rugby League Park.
Important for Wainuiomata to take control of this restart. They've built a little bit of momentum, but not allow Paremata-Plimmerton to come back to the contest at the moment, which will be a really good momentum for them to carry into the changing rooms at half time.
So Paremata-Plimmerton just taking their time to come back to halfway. Referee short. Not happy about something there. So we'll have to restart the kick. Just because the medic was on the field still, that's why. So Cummings gets us back underway. With 4 minutes to go. Not back into the 22. Wainuiomata 5, Paremata-Plimmerton 0. And a big crashing run that time there by Wainuiomata. 10 outside their own 22. They pass it back. But it's a penalty. Wainuiomata have been ruled offside there. Fossey, what do you reckon about that one?
Yeah, I think it was more that they were blocking the pressure coming on from Paremata-Plimmerton from the girls who wanted to get through the line, which you can't do in rugby.
So I'll beat it. Kicks this to touch. Ignacio with the line out throw. Made her Paremata-Plimmerton debut against the combined Porniki OBU team last year. Secured at the front now. They take it out to the back line. Sierra. 10 away, still darting forward. It's been turned over by Wainuiomata. Excellent work on defence and a big, massive hit that time there by Parata. It's been ruled a high tackle.
Yeah, Cannon Hakurai has been consistently good for Wainuiomata in the breakdown area, and she's come up with a really big play there at a really crucial time for Wainuiomata.
Ball into touch. Pretty much directly in front of our commentary position here at Rugby League Park is this line out throw for Hasikalea Tuiatua. 1 try and 3 conversions this season. Arms out for Wainuiomata. Centre field. There's Skipper Lapole with the big run. It will come back as it's a free kick against Paremata-Plimmerton. So Wainuiomata with the free kick. It is outside the 22, folks, so they can't kick it out into the touch. So Claridge gives it back out to Nelly Liliota, and what a run. Over the halfway line now. Big high pass. Skipper Lapole keeps going. Oh, it's been stolen by Paremata-Plimmerton. Jumping up in the air to get that one. So the Hammerheads get the ball back. Rushing forward. 2 metres inside Wainuiomata territory. Under a minute left in this first half of the Izzy Ford Cup final. They've got an advantage to play with here, do Paremata-Plimmerton. Now change direction from Cooper Cummings, but we'll come back for the penalty. That's Wainuiomata ruled off their feet. "5-0 the score in favour of Wainuiomata. Sena Obida will kick this into touch. And it hasn't found touch. It's been knocked backwards by Wainuiomata. Just outside the road 22. Leota getting back in time. A big fend. Cat time there by Tuiatua. Now they skip it out to the backs. Now they crash forward. And it's a penalty. High tackle against Paremata-Plimmerton as we're now into referee's time in this first half. And Wainuiomata go for the scrum.
Yeah, I think he's managed the game really well, and he's refereed it pretty well considering the number of high tackles that have come through. So allowing both teams to keep players on the field is creating a really good contest. But both teams do need to be on warning that there's been a number of high tackles in the game already.
So we bring it in. Looking for the change of direction. Kick it down over halfway. And referee Shaw rules full half-time here in the Izzy Ford Cup final for 2025. It is Wainuiomata ahead 5-0 over Paremata-Plimmerton. We'll be back in 5 minutes, folks, for the second half. Welcome back, folks. Half time is coming to an end, and it is 5-0 in favour of Wainuiomata against Paremata-Plimmerton in the Izzy Ford Cup final for 2025. Fusi Fianati, the Wellington Pride head coach, is in the commentary box with me, and your thoughts on that first half, Fusi?
Yeah, I was really impressed with both defensive lines. There's a lot of intent there around just stopping the teams from playing. There was some good continuity in there as well. The girls are carrying really well with good footwork at the line. But possibly just being able to see them just be a little bit more courageous to use the ball with a bit of whip, and you'll see the team that'll come out on.
So referee Shaw just checking on both captains. Looking to get the second half underway. Reminder at 1:30, folks, is the Te Pasi Memorial Cup final. It'll be live here on Huddy Sports YouTube, and we've had a few issues with the links this morning, so we've had to restart it for this one. Hopefully we don't have the same for the main game, but have a look at our social medias for that when we put up the links. This one here, though, working fine at the moment. And it's a penalty here against Wainuiomata. Offside is the call, and tapped quickly by Paremata-Plimmerton. But ruled there by referee Shaw. It's got to be taken correctly. Lucky that wasn't turned over.
Normally you see the referees hand that ball over.
Oh, Paremata-Plimmerton this time. Playing to the southern end of Rugby League Park. They'll be heading into this wind at the moment here, Fusi. It's could be quite favourable for Wainui.
Yeah, it looks like it's built up as the morning's gone on, and now we're heading into the afternoon, giving some advantage to the team with the wind behind them.
Wow, here we go. Now Rimu with a great run towards halfway. No clear release against Wainuiomata, so penalty for Paremata-Plimmerton. Now Rimu takes it out to Albeda. Pleads for run it from the crowd. She kicks it, chips it over the top. Can she regather? It's been picked up that time there by Claridge. So over the top of the ball again at Paremata-Plimmerton. No, they couldn't get it that time. Wainuiomata under pressure. Still going. Now they have to run it out after an early scare from Paremata-Plimmerton. Here goes Tupawola. Look at it go. 2 away from halfway. Building nicely again through skipper Lepau. Big high lofty pass over the top. And it's been rolled over the touch line. So the flag comes up of Jaden Upston. It's going to be a line out here for Paremata-Plimmerton. Who are the players that impressed you in the first half there, Fusi, for both teams?
Yeah, Brad, I thought Buchanan Hacker, seeing the work from Cummings keeper at the moment, doing a lot of carry work and then getting stuck in, taking the line forward.
Trying to get over the top that time, but Wainuiomata have got it. Now they stretch it out. Oh, it's been knocked on and picked up here by Noah Katabu. And she's into the 22. Support players arriving. And Paremata-Plimmerton score the first points of the second half. Good run here by Tapuni. Into the hands of the Powell David. Wainuiomata get the players back in time. Cooper Cummings running in high. Marissa passing it out to Taiaki, and they're in. And it's try time.
Yeah, what a great passage of play from Paremata-Plimmerton, especially from the turnover, when they were able to recycle the ball and be able to build a couple of phases and then find some mismatches across the deck.
Wow, excellent work there by Penny Meyer. Uruamoi try for Paremata-Plimmerton. To level the scores 5-5. Made her debut in 2022 against Wainuiomata.
I just feel like the team that controls their position better is probably going to get themselves into a good position to be able to apply some pressure on the scoreboard. At the moment, they're building phases, but not quite finishing their movements, creating the shape that they want across the field.
So, Obida, 10 conversions this season, 30 points. Unsuccessful that time, so we're locked up 5-all here in the Izzy Ford Cup final for 2025. Big healthy crowd as well here today to enjoy this festival of women's rugby.
During the contest between the two teams, Brad, Keisha's is obviously a very experienced campaigner, has been around for a while. The Beta is certainly doing her best to be able to get her team moving forward and be able to build phases and create the next phase.
So Wainuiomata with the restart. Kick it into the 22. Now Rimu with the run. And hit down onto the turf. Good defence that time by Wainuiomata. Obida. Bit of a juggling act there by Cooper Cummings. 15 outside their own 22 now as they look to advance forward more. Here's Awakatabu. Hard player to bring down, and it's a double blast to the whistle. And someone's going to the bin.
Yeah, it didn't take him long into the second half, and I believe he was wearing pretty thin with some of the incidents that were going on in the first half.
Samuelu has gone to the sin bin for 10 minutes. Paremata-Plimmerton. Actually, that is Zoe Clark that has been put in the sin bin, so that's a change in number from the program. Zoe Clark is in the bin. Apologies for that one, folks. Clark, of course, has had a strong season, 6 tries in the competition. Now you can feel the tension rise here at Rugby League Park. Rushing forward. Oh, great pass. Back out to the try scorer, Uramoi. The hands of Alex Doles. Second year with Paremata-Plimmerton. Another penalty here against Wainuiomata. Hands in the ruck. Tries to tap it quickly, but way in front of the mark that time. And so Tapuni have the old fashioned tap and run, and here they go. Rashing forward. Stretching out now. And they look to roll out. Pushing forward again, Cooper Cummings. Oh, great play. Oh, look at this from Paremata-Plimmerton. They have just really lifted the intensity of the game. And now they've got some numbers here. It's a juggling act. Gone backwards is the call. And Wainuiomata look to pounce. Have they turned this over? They have. Excellent work by Wainuiomata. Now they're 9 metres away from halfway. Only with 14 players on the field for Wainuiomata. Oh, over the top of it again, unfortunately, not that time. They're eager like anything at the moment, Paremata-Plimmerton at the breakdown. Now they're stretching out wide again, Wainuiomata. Over halfway now, 15 in. Western touchline of Rugby League Park. Wainuiomata looking to crash forward. 5-all was the score. 8 minutes gone in the second half in the Izzy Ford Cup final for 2025. One hopes we don't have to have extra time. Pass has gone backwards. Paremata-Plimmerton defence up to the task at the moment. Oh, nearly pancaked yourself there in the tackle. Still going forward. Oh, pass was knocked backwards as the call from referee Short. And Paremata-Plimmerton driving Wainuiomata back to their own 10-metre mark. And it's a penalty. They're coming off their feet. So Wainuiomata not used to being pushed back like this, Fussy, aren't they?
No, you can see the intent of both teams wanting to speed the game up. It'll be interesting the role that both benches will play as the game continues through. I'm loving the carry clean work from the girls out there. The players have done really well. Coaching has been really good. The intent to be able to hold on to the ball and be able to play with it again is well. But also the pressure to be able to turn the ball over has been really impressive as well. Both teams have really hunted that opportunity.
Wellington Rugby like to thank their sponsors, helping them the Wellington Club Rugby competition. Of course, we're not too far away from provincial rugby kicking off. Scrum time now for Wainuiomata. Under pressure. Only 14 players in the field with Zoe Clark in the bin. He's wrapped up warm with a beanie on down in the northern end goal. Here goes Wainuiomata, crashing forward. Delves trying to get over the top, but he's got the penalty. He's playing possessed at the moment. And now they tap it quickly again. Delves is off on a run. Still going, catching Wainuiomata napping. Brought down 10 away from the 22. Allowed to play again. Oh, she's on fire at the moment. Paremata-Plimmerton through Chatters, trying to rush over this 22. Oh, here's Tapuni! Tapuni, can she go all the way? She certainly, whoa! What a spectacular piece of individual brilliance there. By Tianani Tapuni.
Yeah, she's the player that we've highlighted earlier in the game. That as the game wears on and defences start to tire, she'll start to come in, and her footwork and her ability to be able to sight spaces will be really imperative for Paremata-Plimmerton.
Tapuni, she just glided through. An impressive try to make this 10-5 of the conversion to come for Obida.
The physicality of both teams has been really impressive today, Brad. And it's really pleasing to see our women being confident to be able to use their shoulders and collision work.
Conversion successful by Obida. And so 12-5 is the score now. Paremata-Plimmerton ahead of Wainuiomata. And there's a big meeting in the end goal there, the southern end for Wainuiomata, as they look to try and address this start. After such a strong first half, Paremata-Plimmerton have caught Wainuiomata off guard.
Still a very tight contest at the moment. The team, as I said earlier, the team that's able to control their position a little bit better will be able to come out on top in particular areas. But the visits into the 22s are very far and few at the moment. When they do, they're going to have to take the most of that opportunity when it does come.
So Wainuiomata with the restart. They kick it deep to the 22 into the hands of Kaylee Chatters. They crash forward more, but Wainuiomata up on defence. Still in the hands there of Cooper Cummings. She's having a strong game as the number 8 for Paremata-Plimmerton. Out to the back line they go. Akara Tabu looking to crash open. And Wainuiomata coming up trumps and getting the turnover, and that is excellent work there by Hakaraya.
Yeah, there's Hakaraya again. She knows the pictures and she knows her role specifically within the breakdown area.
And Wainuiomata electing to go for the scrum, which could be interesting. Zoe Clark, who's in that, still in the sin bin.
It is an interesting call with one player down in piece.
So Wainui just adjusting.
They're pulling one more out with the 8 going into the back line.
Well, finals rugby here at Rugby League Park. The Izzy Ford Cup final for 2025.
I see there's been a positional change with Acacia and Mariah swap positions.
Well, Wainui get that out in time. And they look to run it forward to Wainuiomata, and they've got the advantage to play with. And another player's going to the bin, and this time it's a Paremata-Plimmerton player. And I imagine that will be for repeated high tackles. There's been a few of them in this game.
It looks like it might be Obita, which could be interesting for Paremata-Plimmerton. She's their main game driver, and she's been their organiser.
Yes, so that is Asina Obita, who is being sent to the sin bin. So both teams down to 14 at the moment. Wainuiomata must be due back to full complement very soon. So a bit of paperwork for the officials to do after the game. Scrum time for Wainuiomata. Not happy with the stability. That time was short. Of course, here on Huddy Sports, this is the first of 3 games that we have on today. We've got the Izzy Ford Cup final right on here now. At 1 o'clock, we've got St. Pat's Town taking on Raphael College from Evans Bay Park. There'll be the voice of Matthew Buck and Nick Fitzimanu who will be commentating that game for you today. And then here at 1:30 p.m. is the big event, the Te Pasi Memorial Cup final between Petone, the defending champions, against Northern United.
With this Wainuiomata feed, Wainuiomata backline's got an advantage numerically. 10 being removed and Paremata-Plimmerton having to put 8 in back.
Oh, what a scrum from Paremata-Plimmerton, but it comes out in time for Wainuiomata. Sapaya tidying up, and here they go with the hands of Rashaya Leota. And they've been penalised again, Wainui. Off their feet, using the hand as the call. Been very forensic on his decisions at the breakdown, has Greg Short this afternoon. Oh, we're nearly through the midway point of the second half, and Paremata-Plimmerton are leading 12 points to 5. Wainuiomata now back to 15 players, and for the next 8 minutes, Paremata-Plimmerton will be down to 14 with Obita in the sin bin. Not straight as the call, and so Wainuiomata will have the free kick. This is one of these new law variations we're having to get used to this year.
Yeah, even the players are not quite used to it yet. They're still a little bit confused over what happens next. Wainuiomata's done a great job of being able to manage the time that they had a player in the bin, and now they're back to full numbers.
Oh, here we go, crashing forward. Good run there by Tuiatua. 5 outside the 22 now, crashing forward here. There's Naluefa. And they're only 10 away from the line now. Can Wainuiomata strike back? In the hands of Claridge. Rashaya Leota, there was numbers there, but unfortunately they knocked the ball on. And so Paremata-Plimmerton survive and will have a scrum. 10 outside their own try line, northern end of Rugby League Park.
It's a shame they just got into the 22. It would have been nice to see them be able to hold onto the ball. If there's one area of the game that both teams could really work on to be being better today, it would have been around the the catch pass, especially around after 3 or 4 phases.
Now the Blue Army of Norths has arrived. They've pretty much taken up the whole grandstand. Great supporters as the Northern United faithful. Here's the Hammerheads looking to run it out. Now a Katabu nearly losing control of the pill, but hangs on and is allowed to go again. She's a real menace. And she's been thrown back into the 22. Box kick. Awfully flat that time. Picked up by Ohepa. Oh, runs straight into Noah Katabu. Running here is Sapaya. Still 10 out from the 22. Halfway through the second half. 12-5 is the score. Paremata-Plimmerton ahead of Wainuiomata. Here's Tuiatua. Crashing forward is Tuiatua. Still going, but unfortunately losing control of the ball. And yet again, they get into that part of the field, Fussy, and they knock the ball on.
Those handling errors are really hurting them at the moment. If they could just cherish possession for a little bit longer, might see a better outcome for them. Score.
So Paremata-Plimmerton a scrum, just short of the 5x5. Northern end of Rugby League Park. Conditions are, well, it looks nice and warm, but it's not. You can see a lot of people wrapped up warm. That wind, even though it's got a bit of a chill to it.
We're definitely in the middle of winter, and if this is what winter looks like, we're pretty happy, aren't we?
Yeah. Well, if it was anything like 2 Wednesdays ago, Fussy with that first 15 traditional at Wellington College, geez, that was rough.
Yep. What a game, though. What a great game between 2 of our really strong colleges here.
So the front row is coming together. Hit in by Tapuni. Oh, it's a low pass and knocked on. Oh no, knocked back is the call. Oh, it might be knocked on there. Please for a try. No, it's been ruled a penalty first. And now they're under pressure, the Hammerheads. Crashing forward here is Tupaola. They have to be on guard here, the Hammerheads, to keep Wainuiomata out. Lunge forward, try time. Try time for Wainuiomata. And finally, they've struck back.
Yeah, you can see it was always going to be a case of how much pressure Wainuiomata could put on Paraplim's exit strategy from there. But Paraplim caused their own problems off the back of their set piece.
Wainui with the try. I think there might have been Asikalia Tuiatua that scored that try.
Great to see the energy from the girls, especially when they get close to the try line in a contest like this.
Casey Claridge, Mati. Lining up this conversion. Oh, unfortunately, shaves to the right-hand side of the post, so Paremata-Plimmerton still have the lead by 2, 12-10.
Yeah, we talk about momentum in the game, and here's an opportunity for Wainui to gain some momentum and build towards how they play out the last 17 minutes of this game. A lot of bodies are starting to walk around the field now, so you might see a little bit more open spaces becoming available at the back end of the game.
Well, Obita is still in the sin bin, so Paremata-Plimmerton still down to 14. And to be Tapuni, who will take over the kicking duties. Received just outside the 22. They swarm around Lapau very quickly. Oh, I think they just went down in time there that time from Carissa. It was going to be high, but it wasn't. Oh, loose pass by Wainuiomata. Having a chase back into their 22. Oh, big tackle yet again there by Noah Katabu. Someone in the crowd wanted it to be a high tackle. There we go, crashing forward again. Skipper Lepau doing extremely well. And big hit that time, another high tackle. Time against Toa. Good meters gain there for Wainuiomata. You can just feel the pendulum starting to swing here in the second half.
Yeah, they're playing with a lot more go forward and a little bit more confidence with the ball in hand.
Oh, massive hit on Matty-Pili. Wainuiomata sensing they can possibly get another try. Oh, Paremata-Plimmerton are down to 14. The hands of Kenan Hakaraya. Now they're going strong. And brought down 15 away from the 22. Centre field with Claridge. Passing it out to Nelly Leota.
Plenty of space out to the left there. They've got numbers on.
And Claridge rumbling forward into the 22 now. Here's Clark. Oh, great one here by Rashia Leota. And Paremata-Plimmerton has been pushed back further and further, and they're having... Oh, well, no. I thought that was quite clever, but referee Shaw has ruled it a forward pass. And Paremata-Plimmerton will be back to 10 players now as Obeda is running onto the field.
This game, and we're now starting to see players falling off tackles and spaces opening up a little bit more.
Got a few players just receiving a bit of attention, a few more substitutions happening as well. Wellington Rugby would like to thank their sponsors, Etufano, who help bringing you club rugby this year in the Wellington region, and also to Brendan Put Super side as well, proudly supporting Wellington Rugby this season. Of course, coming up soon, at 1:30 p.m. live on Haru Sports is the Tia Pasi Memorial Trophy between Petone, the defending champions, against Northern United. Back here, 12-10.
This has been a great precursor to that game. This has been a really good game between two teams that have been willing to turn up here today and compete.
Oh, big push by Wainuiomata. Paremata-Plimmerton back to full complement. Obeda kicks it over the top. And it rolls just outside the 22 around Matty-Pili. And it came off a hand of Wainuiomata, so it's going to be a Paremata-Plimmerton line out. Oh no, actually, it is a Wainuiomata line out. Assistant referee had his arms the wrong way around. Well, out to the backs they go. Aluifa rushing forward, 6 away from the 22. Oh, good run here. Paremata-Plimmerton nearly getting over the top of the ball. Here's Hakaraya, the workhorse, and Hammerhead's looking to try and hold her up. Change of direction now. Push back. Wainuiomata still crashing forward. And Skipper Lepau still going. 12 away from the line now. Still going, Wainuiomata. There's a Wainuiomata player down in the background. We'll keep an eye out on her. Out to Sapaya. Oh, unfortunately, it's been knocked on just when they had another opportunity to pounce.
Been really impressed with the work of Lepo today. She's created a lot of go forward, and be interested to see how many meters she's carried in this game.
We just have time off for the injured Wainuiomata player. Of course, some big rugby coming up very soon. The next month and a half, a lot of club finals. Of course, the Swindell Shield has been presented to Oriental Rongotai today. They officially won it last week. I think they pretty much won it 4 weeks ago, I think. So.
Yeah, what an impressive season from the Oriental Rongotai group. Well led, well coached, and they're certainly setting the benchmark in 2025 for men's club rugby.
And of course, plenty more trophies on display. Of course, here on Huddy Sports, we're also bringing you the Jubilee and Hard Cup finals in the later part of July out at Kilburnie Park.
Really enjoyed watching young Mariah Nichols. Been paying attention to her movements on the field. Very well balanced, got off both feet. Seems to have a good eye for space as well. Really promising for her future in rugby.
Well, the injury break has come to an end. Also coming up, as Fussy mentioned, is the Paremata Cup campaign for the Wellington Pride. Kicks off in August. First game away, actually, is against Tasman. First home game is on Sunday, the 17th of August. Jerry Collins Stadium against Otago, which is also a double header that day with the Wellington Lions.
Yeah, really exciting times for our women's rugby. Get along and support the girls. They're going to play some really good this year.
So, fed owned by Paremata-Plimmerton. Solid platform. Now they take it out. Obita kicks it down, but it can't get out of the 22. Into the hands of Maddie Pelly. 15 in from the western touchline. 12 metres away from halfway. Here's Claridge. Wrapped up quickly by Paremata-Plimmerton defence. Just get the feeling is how long can Paremata-Plimmerton keep them out? Wainuiomata really have got a sniff up their sleeves, but it was stolen that time there by Paremata-Plimmerton. But unfortunately, there was an advantage being played. No clear release.
Interesting decision coming up here, Brad, because both teams, when they've gotten the referee's decision, have been happy to tap, keep the ball in hand.
Well, and they've gone for the shot at goal this time. Pretty much is nearly right in front of the post. It's more to the right-hand side of the uprights. And it's going to be Acadia Clarity Iwi-Mate to line this up. 1 try, 7 conversions this year for Wainuiomata.
Wainuiomata has done a great job. In the last 7 or 8 minutes, they've been camped by the Paraplim 22. Paraplim might be happy just to concede 3 points and be able to go back to halfway. Be up the
Well, the shot at goal has gone over. And so Wainuiomata back in the lead by 1. 13 points to 12. And we've got less than 10 minutes to go in the Izzy Ford Cup final for 2025. And it's still anyone's game, folks. It's a tight tussle out there. Paremata-Plimmerton trailing by 1. Oh, knocked back by Wainuiomata. Picked up. They've been brought down just on the 10-metre mark. Oh, big hit. Massive hit, that one. That time there by Tuiatua. It's battle stations for Paremata-Plimmerton as they have to try and keep Wainuiomata out of their own half, and they're pushing them back towards their own 22. It's been turned over by Obida. And Paremata-Plimmerton, have they got another say in this game? Tapuni reaching in. They've got the penalty to play with as well too, as they crash forward again. Amy Gizzard. And it's a penalty. No hands. And is this in the range of Obida, Fussy?
Yeah, I'm not sure. The wind's certainly playing a part in the kicking at the moment. Here they're going to go to keep it in the hands by lots of things.
They're going to go tap and run and crash it into the 22. And they got the ball back. Wainuiomata nearly trying to get over the top. Ignacio to Noah Katabu. Good pass out to Phoebe Sullivan. And Sullivan has been penalised as Wainuiomata got over the top of the ball.
Both teams have done a really good job of seeing when carriers are being isolated and they're able to get in there and be able to apply pressure on teams retaining possession.
Ball's been kicked into touch. 4 metres away from halfway, directly in front of the grandstand here. More importantly, directly in front of the coffee cart. That's 7 minutes to go. 13 points to 12 is the score. Wainuiomata ahead of Paremata-Plimmerton. Secured at the front. Yeah, they take it into centre field. Drive here by Naluefa. And it's a penalty. Holding on is the call. And plenty of those in this game, and I wonder if that Alex Dells was involved in there again.
Yeah, she's been impressive today. She's been busy. Both sets of loose forwards have really worked hard in this game today and created opportunities for both their teams.
Oh, great run by Paremata-Plimmerton. And it's been knocked on. Tapuni tries to plead her case with referee Shaw, but he said it was a knock on. Maybe just a bit more patience with the ball there that time for Paremata-Plimmerton.
Yeah, it's going to be the team that's able to hold their nerves here through the last 6 minutes that'll come out on top. And at the moment, both teams are just trying to rush things a little bit. Paremata-Plimmerton just needs to get control of possession and be able to build their phases towards being able to get some points on the board.
So the tension and the drama of the Izzy Ford Cup as we approach the final 5 minutes. Will it be Wainuiomata or will Paremata-Plimmerton strike back? So Wainui scrum here, folks. And Plimmerton look for the big push. Out to the left-hand side. Wainuiomata to crash forward. And it's a penalty again. Over the top of the ball. Paremata-Plimmerton with the turnover. And Obida is going to kick this into touch inside the 22. Western touch line here at Rugby League Park. The final 5 minutes.
Both teams have been really guilty in the last 10 minutes of not protecting their position. In particular, not supporting their ball carriers as well as they had been through the first 40 minutes, 50 minutes of this game.
So, big moment. Important line out here for Petra Ignacio. They go to the front through Parata. And they've been bundled into touch. So a victory there for Wainuiomata, but they're still inside their own 22.
Another part of the game that I've really enjoyed watching today has been the line-out contest. You know, it's been good to see the quality of the lifting, the jumping, and then the throwers have been able to find their targets and competing at the top. Really good for our women's game. It's really impressive. Well done to the coaches.
Oh, stolen by Paremata-Plimmerton. Can they crash over and score? They're 5 away from the line into the end goal. Just short. Can they steal it late in this game? Here's Obida. Obida crashes into the Wainuiomata defence as they look to hold her up. And we'll come back as there's a penalty for a high tackle. And they get their big forwards ready. Oh, changing the direction into the corner. Try time. Paremata-Plimmerton are in the lead again. And it is jersey 14.
There's a reactionary work of Te Arani Tapuni, who was able to see space. It's really funny, Brad, you and I have been talking about it throughout this commentary, that a team that finds a width and is able to find space might be able to get some good outcomes. A really smart work there from the Paremata-Plimmerton 9.
Taylor Saira, the try scorer for Paremata-Plimmerton. And Obita with the kick.
Give credit to Paremata-Plimmerton here. You know, they've been on the back foot for a long time in the second half, and in particular some long periods of under pressure on their goal line. But to be able to get to the other end of the field, and now they're the ones that have shifted the momentum back in their own favour, which is really good work from their working.
Well, Obita with the conversion attempt. This is 5 outside the 22, right on the western touchline. Just doesn't quite have the distance, so still time to play. 2 minutes to go. 17-13, Paremata-Plimmerton in this seesawing second half. And Wainuiomata rushing up to halfway to try and catch Paremata-Plimmerton off guard. And they go for the kick. Been picked up by Tapuni. And they rumble it forward. Look for Paremata-Plimmerton to slow this down to their advantage. Try and keep Wainuiomata away from a turnover. Ooh, up high. That time there, Ikanasio. Big collision. Tapuni. Looking to slow this down even more. A minute and a half left in the final. And Paremata-Plimmerton go back to back. They won the Izzy Ford Cup last year. Wainuiomata look to try and turn it over. Tapuni has to get it out quickly. Referee Shaw looks like he might be coming to his whistle. Send an arm out. It's Gazard. They survey the options. Make sure they don't move away from their support players. They get the penalty, Wainuiomata holding on as the call. They've got less than a minute to go. Tapped quickly by Leota. And Leota crashes into the 22. Is there something else left in this game? Crashing forward more. Big run here by Penny. And they stretch them out wide. A big pass. Oh, it's been knocked on by Clark. Referee Shaw has ruled full time, and Paremata-Plimmerton are back-to-back champions of the Izzy Ford Cup for 2025. They have beaten Wainuiomata 17 points to 13, and what a second half it has been, Fussy.
Yeah, what a great game of rugby. Two teams that turned up to really put a contest on display, in particular around the areas that they've worked out on. Well done to both teams and well done to both coaches as well.
Well, what an impressive final and a curtain raiser for the Te Pasi. It kicks off at 1:30 p.m. here on Huddy Sports YouTube. What a game it has been. Many thanks to Pussy Fernati for his expert comments. And we'll be back in an hour, folks, for the Te Pasi Memorial Cup final. We'll see you then. I'm Brad Hudson. Ciao for now.
Drains, leaky pipes, don't let plumbing problems sideline your day. Call the team, Mike Pinfold Plumbing and Drain Laying Limited. Mike has been our sponsor since the very beginning, from quick fixes to full renovations. He's got the tools, the team, and the know-how to get the job done right. First time, every time. Local, reliable, and always on time. That's how Mike plays the game. Find Mike Pinfold at Pinfold Plumbing at extra.co.nz 027 430 4351. Mike Pinfold Plumbing and Drain Laying Limited. Also Google Mike Pinfold Plumbing and let the pros handle the flow.
Hi, Gavin Murphy here
And Cassie Murphy.
from G and Higton Funeral Directors.
Don't leave it up to someone else to tell your story. Do it now when you can enjoy being part of the conversation.
With a prepaid funeral, you can have music, readings and venue all chosen by you.
For your free funeral planning pack with everything you need to get started, go to our website at gnhigton.co.nz/pre-planning.
The Huddy Hui, Huddy Sports captivating sports show. The Huddy Hui covers Wellington Club Rugby as well as other sporting topics of debate. Tune in on YouTube during the rugby playing months as host Brad Hudson interviews rugby players and other sporting personalities across the Wellington region and the rest of New Zealand. Catch the Huddy Hui streaming on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, YouTube, and wherever good yarns are heard. The Huddy Hui live on Huddy Sports. Here at Huddy Sports, we love a good game plan. And when it comes to travel, our go-to is Louise Reddy from New Zealand Travel Brokers. Whether it's a sports tour, a family break, or that bucket list trip, she'll get you there stress-free with all the best deals around. She's local, she's experienced, and she backs the game like we do, and she's a great supporter of Huddy Sports. Look up Louise Reddy at louisereddy.nztravelbrokers.co.nz or email louise@louise.reddy@newzealandtravelbrokers.co.nz. Travel smart and travel like a pro. As here on Huddy Sports, we're always wanting to keep our content free on YouTube. So the idea of sponsors, we can promote you on live stream, our social media pages and our website. It's good to support the local community and helps keep Huddy Sport free for all to watch. So if you're interested to helping Huddy Sports, go to huddysports.co.nz or to our email address, huddysportsnz@gmail.com. Ciao for now.